Hey, everybody. Welcome to How to Be Mesmerizing. It's Tim Shurr. And in this special CEO Secrets series, we have the fabulous Phoebe Yu is with us. Phoebe, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy that you're with us today. So, for those of you that do not know who Phoebe is, she's the founder and CEO of Ettitude, a sustainable bedding brand with a focus on innovative fabric technology. She grew up in China, and then she built a business in Australia, and now she lives in Los Angeles. So she is a global trendsetter. So, Phoebe, tell us a little bit about Ettitude and why you are focused on sustainability.
Yeah, sure. So Attitude, we are a purpose-driven direct-to-consumer brand offering home essentials that are soft on your skin and gentle on our planet. Um, we offer luxury quality modern bedding, bath towels, and apparel made from the world's first clean bamboo fabric. This innovative fabric is silky soft, thermal regulating, extremely breathable, antimicrobial, and water saving. So that resulting that's soft goods that's better for you and for the planet at the same time. So when the idea of Attitude actually struck me while I was shopping for my new home back in Melbourne, Australia 7 years ago. My dream bedding, like naturally luxurious, silky soft, affordable, and also made from sustainable fabric, just did not exist that time. So I already saw lots of sustainable innovation going on in the fashion industry at that time. So that's when I noticed there is an opening to bring a more environmentally friendly textile to the bedding industry.
Yeah.
And also, so that's like has been my passion for the last decade. And also Attitude means eco attitude. That everything we do in the company, sustainability is our number one value and focus.
Why is that such a passion for you?
Yeah, I think I got that actually after I moved to Australia from China. Early days back in China, we don't realize that there's this climate change environment problem. But right now, of course, everyone know as well. So moved to Melbourne, Australia, start to get more knowledge in this space. I think at Australia, there's a lot of NGOs or grassroots movement, a lot of passionate people about sustainability. So I also worked as a volunteer for Sustainability Living Foundation in Melbourne for about 2 years, helping them organize the biggest Sustainable Living Festival in Melbourne every February, which purely was organized by volunteer. I think they only have one paid member because that's a nonprofit. But just by all those passionate volunteer work together, we're able to pull off a festival that usually have over 100,000 people would visiting the festival to get more education on sustainability. So definitely also learned how, just by passion, people can do great things even without paying or a very strict organization. So that's very, I think, inspirational, and also firsthand work for the foundation, learned so much about sustainability, and definitely so since then start to decide that whatever I do or the product I develop, it has to be a better alternative to conventional products. Try to has as less environment footprint as possible. But I also a fan of technology. I believe to be able to have scalable solution. Of course, consumer behavior change is one thing, but I think it's more on entrepreneur and brands to use new technology to solve the problem at scale. So consumer then can have it all. If you provide a more sustainable option, which at the same time highly functional and at a good price, then the choice become very easy for consumers to make that more sustainable choice, right? I don't believe like people should pay eco tax that paying a high price tag for a product doesn't work just because sustainability.
Yeah, I agree. I love what you just said. And I love your line about with passion, people can create great things and do great things. I love that. So, and yes, when we're doing good, we shouldn't be taxed for doing good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, wow, that's wonderful. So your company is proudly climate neutral. What is climate neutral?
Climate neutral means we offset all our carbon emission, both our product production and our operation, including the shipping to our customer. But out of the gate, our products already are low carbon emission. We did a life cycle analysis last year, so scientific proof our products compared to cotton emit 52% less carbon emissions. So out of the gate, we are already a low carbon company. And during our operation, we'll also be very conscious, always try to utilize more lower carbon solutions. And then after calculate all our carbon emissions, we purchase carbon credits to offset all those emissions. Also interested by a project in Nicaragua in the bamboo reforesting project, because bamboo forest also very efficient a plant to also subtract carbon from the atmosphere and put back to soil. So we love that project. We're very glad we'll be able to find that project to utilize the carbon credits we purchased.
That's amazing. I didn't know bamboo did that. So yeah, and it's interesting to talk about credits, in that way. You can purchase credits and you're doing good to save the planet. It's very cool. Yeah. So you've created an impressive 2020 impact report that you made public, and you can download it from your website, which is what I did at ettitude.com. It's like attitude, but with an E in front, ettitude.com. And I'd like to read a portion of it because I thought it was just so well written. It says, our inaugural impact report comes at a time when our world is in extreme discomfort. Wildfires make climate change visible. A global pandemic forced us to slow down. Racial injustices compelled us to act. Each event presented undeniable evidence that traditional systems no longer serve us. 12 difficult months, countless catalysts for change, one big reminder that we each play a role in helping our world find harmony. I just thought that was beautiful. So, so why did you and co-founder of Ettitude, Kat Day, feel it was important to share this report with the public and not just with your employees?
Yeah, I think consumers these days want full transparency from brand. So I think to release our impact report first, it's really a good way to look through and reflect what we had done in 2020, and also be able to share not just with our employees but also with our consumers. And we welcome their feedback. As I said, sustainability is a very complex topic. So we want to learn and share our learning with our consumers. So we are on this journey together. Like, we're definitely far from perfect, but we just want to share this is what we try to achieve, and also our what we have done so far, and also what's our roadmap. So we will release impact report every year. So just to also like a record to see our achievement and how far we've gone. And we really definitely also want to align the UN SDG goals. So we have a roadmap for our impact, and we want to reflect that in our impact report and be able to share with public. I just feel like transparency is also one of our top values in the company. I just feel like to share with our consumers, it really also make them feel close to our brands, that be able to really look through this impact report, what we had done on the social and environment impact front end.
Well, you've done so much good that I would want everybody to know about it too.
We love that impact report, and also it really also help us to also attract talent. Since we released the impact report, there are many new team members we hired so far. They all had read impact report. They've been really feel that's value aligned, that they want to join the company. So I think it's definitely have multiple benefit to have that to be a public report.
That was very wise. Yeah, because we're definitely in a talent shortage, it appears. And so, people want to be a part of something special that they can get behind. So that's very smart. So in addition, you also do a lot of good, like supporting movements like anti-racism, gender equality, 1% for the planet. So why is it so important for business leaders to care about social causes like that?
Yeah, I think long gone the time you only produce, for company to only produce a functioning product that is good enough. Consumer more and more now is buying the why, not just the what. Of course, the what has to be good, has to be functional. Otherwise, I think it's also not sustainable. If the quality is bad, people have to keep repurchase new products. And I think these days consumer also want to support brands that align with their values. Everyone make a purchase, they want first, of course, out of a need, that some functional need, but also about make them feel good. That it's a wise purchase. It's not damaging the planet or community. I think modern brands is almost like a community and a tribe, right? It's kind of surrounding by value aligned consumer stakeholders, your employees. So I think also it's also come from our heart, from the whole team. These are the issues we as a team collectively care a lot. It's really come from that authentic place that we care about these causes ourselves, and we want to see positive movement in that. So we want to actively supporting, either by using our platform on social or giving financial support. We just feel like supporting these causes really make our team feel closer together, that these are the common causes we care about. And also these are the common causes our core customer care about. I think these days running a business is also become an opportunity to lead with heart, and take a stand on issues that matters to you. Yeah.
That's great. I love it. I love it. So, so you say that you are passionate about building a team and a culture that reflects your values. So you just shared a lot about it, but do you have any more thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think there's the old saying, even in the business world, like culture eats strategy for breakfast, right? I think it's more and more being proven it's really true, because the culture of the company always determine success regardless of how effective your strategy may be. I think, and culture is not just about comfortable chairs, happy hours, or great, food. It's way beyond that. I think it's more about the ways your employees act in critical situations, like COVID, right? Like the anti-racism movement, where your employees will act collectively or without guidance that come from an authentic place, how they manage pressure and respond to various challenges. I think our company be able to navigate the COVID so successfully and even grow a lot during that difficult time is because we have this positive company culture that team just quickly rally together, works so well, even just remotely. If without strong culture, it will be hard, right, for people to collaborate really well just remotely. So, and our culture also about how your team also how they treat partners, customers, and each other. It's all these things I think is super important. And we during COVID, we also actually did a lot of cultural program, even we're very busy, but we think that's time really well spent. So it's bottom up. So the whole team, we identify 6 of our top value as Ettitude stand for. So of course, first is sustainability, and then well-being, ownership, innovation, transparency, and belonging. So these are the 6 top values team align on, and we also identify what are the behavior, type of behavior fits into this values that we kind of really then try to encourage those behavior like day to day in our lives. So these values are really ingrained as that cultural like bonding everyone.
Yeah, I really think it's important that that people have examples of what those values look like in action. And you
Yeah.
just
So
add to it and tell stories and keep it going.
yeah. We sometimes call it myths. So we will like to share examples. I think even in our performance review, we also encourage people or manager will write, okay, these behavior reflect this value. So people can exactly know what are the behaviors examples of these values on a day-to-day basis.
Yes. Yeah, because otherwise people have all kinds of definitions of what belonging means.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very good. Very good. I love that you also said, and I think that I'd like to reinforce that even though everybody is, I don't like the word busy, we're all in demand, right? And because
Yeah, yeah,
because we're all in demand, it can
yeah.
feel challenging to make time because there's no good time to do this, but to make time to go through your values, to make time to talk about diversity and belonging, and to make time to, to do those things, even though we are busy. It's
Yeah.
so crucial, and it does affect and impact the bottom line in a very positive way. You're finding that's true?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think we definitely spend a lot of time on all hands, and also we have use technology again. Like Slack has our donut bots that we can pair people for coffee chats, or either virtual or in-person coffee chats, so people across different team have chance to know each other better. And we start our all hands with icebreakers, so people have that 5 minutes opportunity to also know each other on a personal level better. We have teams self-organized to do presentations about their culture. We already did Lunar New Year, Diwali. We're planning to do a Jewish New Year and Russian New Year, because we have a very culturally diverse team and people really love to learning about different culture. And it's all team self-organized, people who from different cultural background. We talk about it. We also did I think it's the Latin Heritage Month presentation. We sometimes also invite, of course, outsider speakers on these various topics. I think team definitely love these activities, even it's virtually. I think we also did one for Australia team, like just talk about panda, like, because of course we all love panda and bamboo. So we did a Airbnb virtual experience. The host just talked about all these interesting things about panda. Team love it, had a good laugh. So spend time organize these events for a team. So really make them feel connected, feel them engaged. Also like won't burn out, right? You need to not always about work. So we very consciously carve out those time. It's not about work, but about their well-being, as that, because well-being is also part of a top value, because we believe to have a great business, of course the products have to be sustainable, but sustainability also means a long-term, the people need to be sustainable, not burn out, right? Less stressed. So we definitely think all these events are well worth the money we spend in collectively. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Even in just retention and hiring costs,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
well worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you're doing this. It is so important. I love that people are learning about the different cultures and everything. It does bring us closer together. It is challenging with burnout. So you just kind of answered my next question already, because you have teams on 2 continents, in Australia and in America. And so, you have a very remote workforce, a mobile workforce, and yet you're spending all this time and energy and resources helping people to know each other and stay connected and stay engaged anyway, which is really great.
Yeah. Of course, before COVID, we also sending Australian team members to US to work a bit, so people actually physically get to know each other. We just was planning to do more, and the COVID hit, of course, or turn remote. But I think it's also helped a lot. Before, there's also clear definition. Oh, you're from Australia office, you're from US office. But since COVID hit, everyone work from remote situation. There's only one office, the Ettitude global office. So there's the location line blurred. People like feel really close even virtually. But of course, now the world start to open up again. we would hope to do a company outing next year, mid of next year, if that, so all team member can meet physically together and have spent a week together, collaborating, brainstorming. And as far as me personally, when there's opportunity, I always travel back to Australia to work alongside Australian team for a couple of weeks, and they love that. I was able to going back March, but have to go through the 14 days quarantine, which is not fun, but then spend time with team is well worth it. And I'll be personally meet a couple of new hire we had there. I think that's important for them to see the founders in person. Yes. And December, I'm going back again, but right now, at least we don't need to be quarantined if you're fully vaccinated. So there's new hire there. We will have also our year-end team dinner together, which is a tradition. Every year I was always there. So I think all these things help people to stay connected. Engaged.
Well, and feel cared for, that you care about them, and they can care for each other, because people do model the behavior of their leaders. So, and to help with keeping them feeling cared for and engaged and connected. And that's what helps. That's really the cure for burnout, and so much anxiety that people have. So in 2020, you completed an impressive program, the MIT Sloan Executive Education, which is a leadership program designed for executives at companies who are strategically driven by innovation, emerging technologies, entrepreneurship, and global reach, which you check all those boxes. So what insights did you walk away from going through that MIT education that you're using today?
Yeah, so that course, the particular course I took was applied business analytics. So it's about learning how to use analytics to problem solving, to lead teams and design the deliverables, what outcome you want, and leverage data to making the optimal decision, and when to insert human judgment into the decision mix. It's not all about just use data. There are times you have to put your human judgment there. So I think running a data-driven direct-to-consumer business, the quantitative ability in managed team is super important. So I just definitely want to learn more about it. So when I was working with our analysts or the leadership team, we can really look through our strategy through that analytical mindset to make the right decision. I just feel that's super, super helpful and insightful. We also have a data analytics strategy in company, or building that department and try to attract more talent in there. I just feel like actually any modern business, I think, to have that strong ability in-house is very important.
So you started off as a successful, well, we don't all start off successful, but you started off as an entrepreneur and became successful as one. And then you continued to, to build Ettitude. And when you did that, you became a CEO. So what did you have to learn as far as your leadership approach from going from entrepreneur to, running a business?
Well, definitely is learning to be a better coach rather than just a good executor myself. I myself, I also had an executive coach coaching me for about 6 months now. I also learned lots of great coaching skills from her. Just when observing how she coaching me, right? How her techniques and how she conducted conversation. So, and also by reading a lot of books on this topic as well. I definitely think I had improved in that area a lot when I start to put more conscious effort there, and I definitely see the payoff. That I definitely see my role to my team is to be that coach rather than hands-on doing things. Because if I succeed, I actually hire the people who are really good at what I hire them to do better than myself. So I should not do things for them, right? All I can do is provide coaching or give the right strategy where the overall company is going, and let them really be autonomously then making their strategy for their department and projects, which feed into the bigger vision. And then just be there to support and coach them rather than micromanage, right? And then there's a couple of books I really enjoyed. on that topic. One is The $1 Trillion Coach. Another book is Let My People Go Surfing. It's not really about coaching, but more overall, like how to build a strong culture. I think that's written by Ivan Schwartz, of the Patagonia founder. I think definitely, I let my people go surfing or ski. You know, sometimes I was like, you know, you need to take time off. I think in our one-on-one, the first topic is, what's the PTO you or travel plan you have planned? Like you have to tell me, you have to plan that. Then we talk about work. And then Radical Candor is also a good one, about just direct, candid feedback is good. Applied Empathy and The Cultural Code. That's the books I read recently on this topic. I feel are very insightful.
Yeah, excellent books. Excellent. Phoebe, this has been absolutely wonderful. I so appreciate your time together. So where can people learn more about you and Ettitude? And I think you have a special offer even for our listeners and viewers today.
Yeah, definitely check our website, ettitude.com, ETTITUD, where you can find our impact report. You can also follow us on Instagram. It is at Ettitude Store. And feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. We also have our 15% off discount code for the audience. It just use Mesmerizing at checkout. It will have 15% off.
Yes, thank you very much for that. And Phoebe, thank you very much for all the good that you're doing in the world and for being a mesmerizing guest on the show with us today.
Thank you for having me. It has been a pleasure being on the show.
Thank you.